Hey, this is Ryan Jones with serverlessguru. In this video, we're going to be covering a service called MLKit, and MLKit is part of the Firebase suite. And what we're basically going to do in this video is dive into the documentation, learn a little bit about the service, and maybe talk about some things that I find interesting about the service. Let's go ahead and jump in. So, machine learning for mobile developers. So what this allows you to do is it allows you to take machine learning from just being something that you would do on a server and then have an exposed API and actually put it on the phone itself. So MLKit allows you to bring powerful machine learning features to your app, whether it's Android or iOS, and whether you're an experienced machine learning engineer or just getting started. So that's very important to note, is that you can use MLKit just as a beginner. You don't have to be a data analyst or basically a machine learning expert that works with like TensorFlow and things like that to get started with this and actually make some really cool stuff. So basically it has production ready for common use cases. So it has basically just like a lot of Google stuff is they have thousands of APIs, and those APIs allow you to do everything from Google Places to Maps to food to machine learning. It's pretty incredible, and with this it's no different. The common use cases that it supports out of the box are recognizing text, detecting faces, scanning barcodes, labeling images, and recognizing landmarks. So all you have to do is pass the data into the MLKit library, and it will give the information back to you, all in a couple of lines of code. So that's insanely powerful, because when you're using the Firebase SDK, you're not really having to construct this API call. You're not having to handle the errors and things like that. Firebase is built in with that functionality already. So all you have to do is just kind of, here's my data, it gives you back a response, and then you use that inside your application. Very simple, very easy. And obviously being able to recognize text, detect faces, label images, or even have your users take pictures of landmarks. And being able to detect that is extremely powerful. So actually one thing that I'll note on that is that I actually live in Portland, Oregon, and we just got the scooters. So there's a scooter company, the electric scooters that they have in San Francisco, things like that. You can rent it, and then at the end of it, for a company called Lime, what they do is they ask you to take a picture of something around you, like a restaurant, things like that. And most likely they're using something like this, which gets me excited about the service, because I can immediately kind of trigger in my own mind like, oh hey, this is a real thing. It's still very new. You don't see a lot of applications utilizing things like landmark recognition, but it's powerful in the fact that if you have a scooter on the street and you want to get more accurate information back to other users, then taking a picture, recognizing what that building is, and then relaying that information and kind of pinpointing where that scooter is. If maybe no GPS connection is made or something like that, it's really interesting. So you can also be on the device or in the cloud. So MLKit gives you both on-device and cloud APIs, all in a common interface. So you can choose whichever one fits best for you. The on-device APIs process data more quickly and will work even when there's no connection, while the cloud-based APIs leverage the power of Google Platform's machine learning platform to give a higher level of accuracy. So to kind of sum that up, what that means is that if you want to do more specific and higher level machine learning, you can use the Google Cloud, and you can use cloud APIs to support that. If you want to do offline machine learning on your application, you can use the Firebase SDK and use MLKit, and it'll come pre-built with the stuff that you need to do that type of inference or machine learning directly on the device. No internet connection required. You can also deploy custom models. So MLKit, they don't cover all of your use cases, and you can always bring something along with that. So TensorFlow is created by Google. TensorFlow Lite is a way of creating smaller versions of your machine learning models. And so what you can do is upload your model to Firebase, and then they take care of hosting and serving for your app. And so that means that it'll give you an endpoint that you can hit, and it'll allow you to basically directly start communicating with your TensorFlow Lite model that has your specific machine learning data without having to construct this very complex architecture of a server and an API, and basically serve it up and handle auto scaling and everything like that, Google would do it for you. So that makes it easy, and obviously for developers who only care about kind of giving good experiences, kind of what we should care about is giving good experience to the end user rather than working on the little details that at the end of the day the user doesn't actually see. So so this, once again, it's part of the Firebase platform, so it allows you to hook into their other services. But this is a really cool one that I'm going to probably dive into later in the future, because I have some experience working with machine learning and kind of doing it the more traditional route. I've always liked the idea of taking the serverless approach of it, where you kind of don't manage anything, but you still get the power of it. Of course, it's a good way to start, right? So if you have a startup or a new company, what you care about is giving good experiences to consumers, and then you don't need that 99% accuracy, that 95% accuracy, or higher on your specific data set. All you really care about at the beginning is making sure that you're providing something that users care about, that they want, and once they want it and once they use it and they ask for more of it, then you can start stepping into that higher level realm where you're using TensorFlow, and maybe like Auto ML, which was just released at Google Next. And those type of services that Google offers makes it easy for you to go from kind of the very bottom level, where you're just kind of using an API that's built in, to maybe using like a cloud machine learning API, to then using Auto ML, and then of course working up into TensorFlow, and tuning those models by hand. So yeah, this was ML Kit for Firebase. Thanks for watching. It was Ryan Jones with Serverless Guru. I will see you next time.